In the quiet and unassuming suburbs of Canada in the 1970s, there lived a family with a story that would unravel over the years, revealing a web of secrets and a life lived on the edge of danger. Warren, a successful businessman, was the patriarch of the Dakin family, comprising his wife, Ruth, and their two children, Pauline and Ted. However, beneath the facade of a seemingly ordinary life, there lurked a dark and troubling problem: Warren's battle with alcohol. When the alcohol flowed, a darkness overcame him, and he became violent, casting a shadow of distress over the entire family. One fateful day, Ruth, weary and determined to protect her children, made a shocking decision. She gathered Pauline and Ted, then just 7 years old, and announced they were going for a walk. Little did they know that this walk would take them more than 1,000 miles away from their home in Vancouver to the unfamiliar city of Winnipeg. When they arrived, Ruth dropped a bombshell. They were never going back. For Pauline, it was a bewildering and abrupt severance from the life she knew. She missed her father, her friends, and her school, but her questions were met with cryptic responses from her mother. Nothing, Ruth would say, when asked why they had uprooted their lives. But this family story would come to symbolize the indomitable strength and resilience of a mother, determined to shield her children from an ominous threat. Despite the challenges and confusion that marked their new life, Pauline adapted as she moved from city to city with her mother and brother Ted. Over the next 4 years, Pauline's life was a whirlwind of change as they relocated repeatedly. Each move brought new friends and new homes, but beneath it all, there was an unspoken sense of impending doom. Pauline attended 6 different schools in nearly as many years, lost touch with her father, and became a nomad in her own right. Then, in a new city, she encountered a new face, Stan, a man who often stayed with her mother. Stan was not just any man. He was a church minister and a counselor who had been part of their lives during their mysterious relocations. His presence added yet another layer of intrigue to Pauline's already tumultuous life. As Pauline grew older, her questions about their constant upheaval remained unanswered. She sensed that something was amiss, and the weight of these mysteries continued to haunt her as she embarked on her own career. Her life felt incomplete, with unanswered questions gnawing at her sense of identity. One day, in 1988, while Pauline was working at a local newspaper in St. John, her mother made an unexpected proposal. It was the moment she had been waiting for. Her mother was ready to reveal the truth behind their perplexing existence. Pauline was instructed to meet her mother outside a motel halfway between their two cities of residence. As she arrived, restlessness and eagerness consumed her. Stan appeared, a familiar face in an unfamiliar setting, and he handed Pauline an envelope with peculiar instructions. Remove her jewelry, place it in the envelope, and come inside. Baffled but consumed by curiosity, Pauline complied. Inside the motel room, her mother and Stan began to unravel a story that would alter the course of her life forever. For the past 16 years, they had been on the run from the Mafia, and their family had been targeted because of her father's involvement in organized crime. The shock of this revelation was palpable. The Mafia was after them, and their lives had been a constant game of survival. Stan revealed that he had assisted gang members escape from the Mafia and had paid a heavy price. His conscience led him to try and brainwash the defector into a better person. But when the mob discovered this betrayal, they silenced him permanently. Stan's involvement had spiraled from there, as he had unwittingly become a target himself. It all began when he had counseled a Mafia kingpin, seeking to leave his criminal past behind. When the mob realized their code of silence had been breached, they had ruthlessly hunted down both the kingpin and Stan. Ruth, once married to a mobster, had become a target as well when she started working as a secretary at Stan's church. Their lives had been entwined in a dangerous dance with the Mafia, and Pauline was now thrust into this dark and treacherous world. But there was more to the story. Stan and Ruth explained that there were shadowy communities scattered across the country, where people targeted by the Mafia could seek refuge. These places were known as the Weird World, and they were a haven for those in danger. As Pauline's mother decided to go inside for protection, Stan remained in one of these communities called Place of Hope. His dedication to her safety had prevented them from being together, despite their love for each other. This revelation left Pauline reeling, as her life seemed to shatter around her. As she spent that weekend absorbing Stan and Ruth's stories, everything began to fall into place. It explained the odd incidents. From her childhood, like her mother discarding all the food in the fridge in a moment of panic, her life, once marked by confusion and anxiety, was now cloaked in the shadow of the Mafia's reach. The years passed, and Pauline found herself transformed, testament to resilience and strength in the face of unimaginable challenges. But the mysteries of her life were far from over. As she delved deeper into the complexities of her family situation, she uncovered a startling truth about Stan. He was suffering from a rare mental disorder known as delusional disorder. This illness blurred the lines between dreams and reality for him, making him believe in a world filled with intrigue and intrigue. Stan's dreams were not a product of criminal activity, but rather a manifestation of his mental illness. It was a revelation that shook Pauline to her core, and her perspective on her tumultuous upbringing was forever altered. Despite the scars and the years of secrecy, Pauline found forgiveness in her heart. She understood the sacrifices her mother had made to protect her family, even if it meant living a life of poverty and constant uncertainty. She also realized that Stan, once a tormentor in her eyes, had been a protector, a guardian who had kept them safe. In the end, Pauline's life took a new course. She married and had children of her own, and her relationship with her mother gradually healed. She cared for her mother in the last year of her life, and the bond between them grew stronger. Stan passed away in 2005, and Ruth followed in 2010 due to cancer. Despite the turmoil of their past, Pauline's mother had loved and believed in Stan until her last breath. Pauline's life had come full circle, from a childhood steeped in fear and confusion to a journey of forgiveness and understanding. She had emerged as a symbol of resilience, a survivor who had overcome the darkest of secrets to find peace and closure. In 2017, Pauline shared her remarkable story with the world through her memoir titled Run, Hide, Repeat. Her tale captivated readers and even garnered interest for adaptation into a screen project. Yet, she remained cautious, wary of her deeply personal story being sensationalized or misrepresented in the media. As time went on, Pauline's life continued to evolve. She became a professor of journalism in Halifax, Nova Scotia, imparting her knowledge and wisdom to aspiring young minds. Her career allowed her to find purpose and meaning, even as she juggled the responsibilities of motherhood. With her own family to care for, Pauline never forgot her brother, Ted. Despite their shared tumultuous upbringing, she remained a pillar of support in his life, helping him navigate the challenges that had shaped their past. Pauline's story serves as a powerful reminder that life can take unexpected turns, and the truth may be far more complex than it initially appears. It illustrates the strength of the human spirit, the capacity for forgiveness, and the ability to find light in the darkest of circumstances. In the end, Pauline's family's journey was a testament to the enduring power of love and the lengths a mother would go to protect her children. It was a story of transformation, redemption, and the resilience of the human heart in the face of adversity. A tale of secrets and shadows, revealed and ultimately reconciled, leaving a legacy of hope for future generations to come.